Yeah, quite good.
I thought that video was pretty good. Joe does a really good job of mocking anime voice acting, despite the fact that it's his job. So, sorry for the people watching live. We had a slightly longer than normal break time because I had to do tech support for my mom. It did allow me to combine the two halves of the broken video from before, you know, when we had a OBS crash, and I got a bowl of ice cream. That's
There
it.
you go.
Where were we?
Hell
Pierre
yeah.
is either buying something or talking to a man who desperately wants to impress him.
Apparently.
Yeah,
I'd
so
like-
you've arrived back in Port Suffering. There's also a note that you receive on the so Wally informs you on the Chimera that on your way back, apparently somebody from the Abbey has dropped off something at the shuttle as well. They didn't know where to find you, so they just dropped off something at the shuttle.
Oh, that sounds ominous. They ditched me with the pain.
What do you
didn't
mean?
They? They just left the cursed
That'd be
painting. Here you go, take that. We don't want it anymore. It's got your face on it.
It used to be nice to look at. That's something you can put over your bed. Wouldn't be so bad, right?
Yeah.
See, that'd be the ultimate like vain move for a character. Be like, I know that painting's cursed, but it's got like, such a great look for me. Got my good side and everything.
Well, think of it like this. Actually, I'm not going to make that joke. I'm not going to make that joke.
Okay. All right. So I guess check in with the shuttle first, considering the shuttle might have like any information from the Hand of Calixis to us down here.
Okay, so apparently when you check in with like the ground crew that stay with the shuttle, a sister from the Abbey, which you can glean was the Dialogus sister Vittoria, has dropped off like some data slates, some information she was asked to compile and deliver to you.
Oh, I think I know what that information might be. All right.
That's specifically related to the young king, right?
No, this is other stuff that she was asked to put together. So she's just one of the many like scribe sisters, and so it looks like probably Pendergast has asked her to put together some data for you.
Probably on the estates of the Harlock dynasty.
Specifically on the three worlds, Solomon, Quaddus, and Zenobia.
All right. I guess I'll take a look at that later. And the 4 or 5 missed phone calls from the administrator, who's probably practicing a mean turn around evilly with petting a cat game right now in a chair.
He's like, I send you a picture. Please respond.
But all of his messages are very sort of Lord Captain, when you have a time in your busy schedule, would you please mind dropping in the administration towers to visit me as the administrator of this facility? I would like to make sure that you are properly welcome to Icanthus, etc. And every time it's like, I'm not sure if you got my last message, but just wanted to introduce myself.
Oh, he's a LinkedIn guy.
Quick follow-up. Haven't heard back from you. The next one is, let's circle back around that introduction, shall we?
You guys gonna show up and be like, nice to meet you. We're leaving.
Serious. James might be the only person who recognizes this, but there is like a particular type of person that does business solely on LinkedIn, and they have perfected the art of sending you messages that is specifically like, hey, I know you didn't get the chance to see my previous one, but just in case you need a reminder.
Listen, what you're talking about has nothing to do with LinkedIn. I've seen that shit in timeshares. I've seen that shit in contracting. It's just really annoying people.
So, I imagine the administrator was actually there to greet us, but we just immediately took the Chimera and went straight to the Abbey.
No, his original message told you that, like, I'll be in this. This is where you'll find me. This is where I work, basically. So,
fair enough. All right. Okay. I guess we go see him first.
Okay, everyone's going to see the administrator.
Sure.
Okay. So you head to the main administration tower. The building itself is very soul crushing. Like, it has no flair on the outside. When you go inside, it's just rows and rows of people at little work tables doing mind-numbing paperwork. You know, like mechanically clicking over their like a little sort of the calculator paper, you know, that rolls out. It has to be manually cranked over. It's almost like in sync as they work away, just tapping at these little devices and scribbling notes with ink quills. There's no chatter, just the sound of paper or sorry, pen on parchment. The occasional muted cough from someone in there. And there are like pictures up on the walls in here that are like the only sort of style, which is just like the building of Port, it's like the 10-year building of Port Suffering. Like pictures of it, artist renders of when it was just a construction site, when it was half built, when it was fully built.
And then like an artist render of it every single year following that is exactly the same thing, just with a slightly different background depending on the day that it was painted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
And there's probably like some pictures of like various times the new administrators have like shaken hands with the then king of the natives as they've come as they've.
All I'm thinking of is like portraits of the current CEO of the company, and it's just basically the same pose from white men, just like all looking the same, basically, with like, oh, this guy was a fancy one because he curled his mustache, like you could tell he was a rebel.
Yeah. So you go into you're shown in to see Administrator Carrick Himmelsbach. Your definite impression when you see him is this is definitely the guy who's counted so many numbers he got promoted. Like he's has a classic administrator look. He wears very thick like glass bottle glasses that like magnifies his eyes substantially. He's thin. His hair is balding on top. He wears like thick robes that sort of like make him look between a cross between a monk and an accountant. Various bits of like
there's a very big gap between monk and accountant.
I feel like James trying to sell this guy
with a pocket
to me.
protector.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like I'm getting a solid image of this. There are plenty of accountant monks.
It's like a Jedi scientist, just trying to think about
No, I'm getting no. You're going the wrong direction with this. There are plenty of functionaries from the Chinese court that would fit this description immensely.
Yep.
I'm getting a lot of I'm getting like a sign that James sent me a sales pitch to hire this guy for a future colony.
On the other hand, James might just want you to invest in a timeshare and Acanthus while you're here.
I guess that's also true.
And he has like his fingers so his hands
That's
are
great
flesh,
that he has fingers
but the fingers are cybernetic. So he's got like those, like in Ghost in the Shell, like the fingers that can split out to type on mobile things at once.
Yeah. We get it.
Tunnels.
He's good at his job.
They're not for typing. They split up so that he can count better.
That's right.
He has more fingers to count on.
Well, he does. He actually has an abacus on his desk as well. So
he opens up. He removes his robes, and his entire chest is an abacus, and he's just like.
And the brass plaque on his desk has like the titles are longer than his name. So primary administrator, tertiary class, Carrick Himmelsbach. There's a long plaque there.
Yeah. I did this for Burning Crowns. Yep, I know how it goes.
Very small font.
Yep. He stands up when you come in, but it looks like the action itself is not easy on him either. He's definitely got a crook back. Lord Captain, welcome to Iacanthos. I'm sorry I couldn't greet you at your ship earlier. Many things to do here, though. Very busy. We're very busy here. But I wanted to make time to welcome you and your crew. He looks at the rest of you.
One moment. I have a dog issue, I think.
Okay. I didn't know.
I heard him talking earlier.
I didn't know Pono had dogs.
Oh, that means you've missed Ratosaurus' seminal piece of artwork where the dog pushes Cotton down the staircase.
No, I haven't seen this.
Based on real events. Oh, ask Ratosaurus about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm surprised you guys don't know about this. We used to talk about it all the time. Her dog jumped up on her, like, and pushed her down the staircase. I don't know why I'm laughing about it, but the fan art of it's really good. I'm just gonna go ahead and ping Rad about it.
You've been mentioned. Make a note of the time in the stream so we can find it right where it's mentioned. So I'm not sure what to do without Pondo here while we do this bit. I can probably, while we're waiting, take the other three of you through the information in these data packets that were provided.
Sure.
All right. You right, Arthur?
I mean, we're gonna have to do it again for Pondo.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
I feel like we can have a meta discussion on how the season's going so far more easily. Look, I'll just prompt a discussion and just say 100% this episode, if Nero gets an opportunity, he's gonna do that really condescending thing to Dom where he's like, now listen, Dom, you don't need the Ghostfire pollen in your life. The love of the God Emperor is all that you
Captain
need.
America.
Yep,
So,
it's gonna happen.
America.
He's gonna be like, you don't need the drugs. You're better than that, Don.
But I also like the idea that it's not you doing it. You sit me down in front of a TV while you're leaning on it. That is a recording of you talking about how you shouldn't take drugs. And then it's like, and then the Nero on the TV is like, back to you, Nero. And you're on the opposite direction that he points. But then you're like, thanks, Nero. Like,
That's too elaborate for Nero, but not elaborate enough for Count Ronald Swan. So
if we're going, full Captain America meme, you put on the tape of the Primarch of the Ultramarines. That's
Roby Gordimo, which is his name in modern English.
by the way, I hate that. I hate now that the original version of that meme, which was Krusty the Clown and Mr. Black at camp something.
Yeah.
Crusada or something.
Yeah,
but now it's just
something
Captain
like that.
America meme. But
Yeah.
the original one's way better because then it's just like, hey, make sure you listen to Mr. Black. And it's just like, God, Simpsons never gets old, except for the new stuff. That got old real quick. Yeah.
Simpsons never gets old except for the new stuff.
Yeah,
Amazing.
the new stuff is really bad. The new stuff is
Amazing.
awful. So, yeah.
All right, I'm scrolling through my fan art folder, which I haven't updated in a really long time. So I used to put all of my fan art in one folder, but now I put it in shows specific folders. So I don't know why I started doing that, because it makes it much, much harder to find what I want. I somehow made myself less efficient. How are we doing this season? I know that I, as a player, am continuously trying to push us on this. We should oh, Pono's back. Never mind. Please proceed.
I understand you want us to sandbox, but you're doing it in weird directions. I'm not sure how to.
Look. Any direction is fine as long as we go and do something. We keep following the main story too much.
Well, look, I'm about to buy away you here by giving you like 3 different destinations you can do in any order.
Holy shit! I don't know if anybody else at the table can handle it besides me. They're gonna be like, "What?"
Well, I mean, the biggest problem I have with doing the sandbox stuff in this game in particular is like, I don't know enough about the lore to be able to be like, I want to go find
just do something done like
lightsaber crystal or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't. Yeah, so
listen to other people's
Dawn-like?
ideas and go with the one that vibes with you, man. I can't believe you're not behind this Ghostfire pollen deal. You literally are a Ghostfire pollen addict.
He is. Don is. He just stated that. He's just licking her lips.
Got him.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So I think the administrator had just said, I've been looking forward to the chance to meet you.
Yep. Yes,
That's
I'm sorry.
That's right.
entire
Ask
time
to
that you were
verify with
away.
this is your crew because you've chatted with a group of people he doesn't
Yes,
recognize.
this is my crew indeed.
Well, has you found everything about Iacanthus to your liking, Lord Captain?
Yes, quite a lovely place. Very. Well, I don't know what to say about it. It's very wide open, great views.
Do you mind if I sit?
Seem nice, huh?
Do you mind if I sit?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, he sits down with a degree of relief and points you towards other chairs as well.
Just to be clear, this guy is basically like the dude that's in charge, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, he technically either outranks or equally ranks in his own office.
So he is not the planetary governor. He's not the
Oh,
planetary governor.
right, because
No.
it's the warlord. All right, okay.
Yeah, this guy is like the head of the administration. So he's the
it's
head of the
weird that
Imperial
he would
Forces.
have to sit in his own office. Wow.
I was hoping to find out more about the reason for your visit to us here.
Oh, I came to bring the melted the water to the port and to the abbey, and I also wanted to go see the abbey.
Ah, yes. Is it? He looks towards Dawn. You're a member of the abbey here, young lady?
I am. My name is Sister Dawn. Oh wait,
Leteinia.
Leteinia, yeah, we know. We know
No,
who you
no,
are.
I have it written somewhere. Oh, I'm Sister Confessor Dawn of the Cleansing Flame.
Oh, very good. I'm sorry. I don't know too much about your dynasty. I'm not sure if you had any previous dynastic interests in our little farming community here. Is there any assistance that the administration can offer to you during your stay?
Nero chuckles really evilly when he says that, like,
Don't mind him.
I'm sorry, would you like a
He's
mint?
little dramatic.
It pushes over like a bowl of small round white mints.
Nero, listen,
No, thank you.
You know that's Nero bait right there. He will take a mint.
These are Ghostfire mints. Quite delicious. Very addictive.
No, then he won't
What sort
take
of
it.
what sort of agritextual business do you have here?
Well, you'd be aware of the farms to farm the Ghostfire pollen. The native Ashleen manage that for us. It's all bought here and stored in silos ready for transport off-world. We have multiple contracts with charters captains to do transportation. We supply at least 80% of the Guard and PDF forces in the sector. It's a roaring trade and one that's been quite successful, and we've had no issues with our tithe grade or quantity. There are minor things from time to time with the local populace, but the king or the planetary governor has always managed to keep that under control.
I see. It's very interesting. About this Ghostfire pollen, right?
Yes.
Is there specific specific conditions that it needs to thrive to be able to
The arid nature of this world suits its pattern quite well. It's not a unique set of environments, but it's a similar environment, either an artificial or a natural one, would sustain. The plant itself isn't particularly arduous to cultivate.
Is there ways to plant more? Like, is there seeds that you could take somewhere else and need to plant?
The pollen itself is, of course, a spore product, and
Of
so
course,
significant quantities of pollen could be used to create additional facility. We've rather on Iacanthus itself, the availability of space to create new plantations has been somewhat limited by there are obviously environments that are not suitable for the plant. Once the conditions get too rocky, we still need soil, albeit arid soil, to manage it. There was at one point a discussion of potentially establishing a different colony of somewhere else in the sector to increase the pollen yield. I think that the issue was that the discussion went around the idea that if you had a human populace farming it, that even incidental exposure to the pollen over time leads to an overall increase in violent behavior. And that the work involved to create an entirely automated farming process without exposure to people at the time was considered to be too costly for the benefit that it offered, given that this one world was already meeting 100% of the tithe requirements.
Interesting. Is there still talks about doing that now?
It comes up every 300 years or so.
I have no idea if that's like a significant amount of time or
No. I mean, like, wait, so it is insofar as like, I mean, you know, it's probably something like someone sends an email to somebody whose son eventually replies to it. Like, this is the administration in full, you know, it's like nothing happens quickly in the administration. Like,
okay.
This guy doesn't expect anything to change in his lifetime. He's certainly provided all the stuff that, you know, he needs to support it, but it will, it is beyond him. He's just here to do what he does.
Okay. Say if someone was interested in perhaps starting a colony or a farm on a different planet that may have similar to maybe even better at atmosphere or elements that this place can flourish.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone that the person would need to speak to, maybe?
Well, there's probably a few things I can think of. First off, I could facilitate you getting the required biomaterial you would need to test crops, for example, provided you have someone who is knowledgeable in such things. If you were looking to change the fundamental nature of the supply and demand of Ghostfire pollen in the Calixis sector, that's something you really should discuss with the Lord Sector. I mean, I can certainly see the benefit of establishing a second colony would potentially be that we could reduce the strict tithe requirements of Icanthos, possibly allowing us to exterminate or otherwise eradicate or educate the local population and replace them with imperial citizens, which, while not having quite a high yield number, or at least we could sustain the loss in production as we change to a facility if the production is being made up by a secondary center somewhere else. The Ashlead people are helpful, but they are still, their culture is tolerated insofar as they meet the tithe requirements of the planet, but there are still some elements that are technically in breach of imperial guidelines.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
And
we have all the required exemptions. I'd be happy to show you the documentation so that you know that everything here is above board.
I 100% believe that it would be, or else there would not be an abbey nearby.
I'll have a copy sent to your ship just in case.
Okay, that'd be greatly appreciated. How can I get in contact with the sector, perhaps?
I don't speak with the Lord Sector. He is well above my pay grade. I would think that you, as a rogue trader of the Emperor, would have easy access to such an august individual as Marnius Hax. So, for your benefit, Pondo, the Lord Sector is also the planetary governor of your home world, Scintilla.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Very well.
Yeah.
He is gonna lean in, and in Rogue Trader can't say, rather than here, what if we harvested it at one of your colonies and explode the trade in the Koronus Expanse.
That's what we just talked about.
What, this guy? No, he's talking about here.
Well, he means a separate colony, like not on this planet, but
yeah, not on this planet. That's what he was talking about.
Sector.
Right, but his concern. Correct me if I'm wrong. The administrator's entire concern is that it will be sold in this sector.
He doesn't mind competition,
right? What?
Yeah, so he doesn't mind competition.
Right.
Basically, what he was saying was if you could get a viable secondary source, then Iacanthus could restructure into a more industrialized solution.
Correct. But the Koronus Expanse, because it isn't in the Imperium, isn't included in that trade, right?
No, it's not. No.
So we don't have to step in anywhere in that trade. We could sell it in the Koronus Expanse and make mad bank, creating a whole new market for people to kill each other on drugs.
I think the issue is with the drug itself, that they might not want it unregulated.
It's the Koronus Expanse. Everywhere we've gone there has been Mos Eisley.
Yeah, you are the regulation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We literally hang out with the heads of criminal cartels on a regular basis.
Yes, I know that.
Nero hunts them down and kills them.
Yeah. Well, that's because they committed crimes in the Imperium.
Yes, indeed.
In the Koronus Expanse, there are no crimes against the Imperium, unless you mess with a rogue trader. Or if you're a real bitch of a rogue trader, like that motherfucker Bastille. We'll get him one day.
I know, Bastille didn't even do anything wrong yet.
Yes, he did! Oh my god, yes, he did!
Which Bastille is the best? The Harlock?
No,
Bastille is the one that sold the location of the 13th station.
The one that belongs to your mom, but also the Inquisition was like, oh yeah, we would love to know anyone who knows that location, because only a heretic would want to go there. And I was like, I'm gonna drop a dime on that heretic fool.
Okay.
That shit belongs to you, technically, insofar as it's a shitty hellhole where you'll die.
Yeah. I was also told not to go there, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, well, that's because it's a shitty hellhole and you'll die.
That's pretty much like, yeah, don't go there and don't even think about going there, or else.
But on the other hand, it does technically belong to you.
Yeah, it's like I own it, but I'm not allowed to go there for whatever reason.
Yeah, for me, it'd be like owning land in Arizona.
Yeah.
Got you, Arizona. Arizona's not that bad.
So, dry heat.
That dry heat will fuck up your electronics, though, for real.
So now I just need to figure out if I actually have a planet where that would actually be able to thrive and be able to harvest from it, right?
Yeah.
At least in the Regina sector, I don't know if I do. Everything sounded terrible.
At the very least, we could acquire some seeds and just keep them on board. You know what I mean?
I would attempt to make the deal with that, essentially saying X and X. It was like test seeds. Is that what you could set me up with? That's what he said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you could set me up with those test seeds and the information, whatever information you have as far as harvesting them, I'll see to it if I can maybe. I have some colonies that I own, so I can maybe start up a colony there, and we can help improve this very precious resource.
I'll have something delivered to your shuttle right away.
Very grateful. And you,
Nero's going to flex his massive biceps, and he's going to crack his knuckles, and then he's going to, the mint that's in his mouth, he's going to crunch on it while looking really intimidating at this guy in a way to be like...
It's like a cool mint, so it's like when you crunch on it, it's actually like got like a chewy inside. So the effect is lost because it sort of like turns into like gum in your mouth.
That's fine. I've already cracked my knuckles. So I do the snap and then I still just go grrr as I look at him. I'm trying to get a little bit of extra something out of this deal for being angry. this clearly isn't enough. But I don't say anything. I just go, "Arr."
But on the opposite side of the Lord Captain, Dawn is sitting there looking nice and friendly.
Yeah, we have that good cop, bad cop thing. Good arbite, bad arbite.
And as well as this, is there any sort of that supplies that I might be a help to procure for port suffering?
Well, fresh food and water are always in high demand here.
Oh, absolutely.
Medical equipment as well, med kits, etc. I mean, the native population do tend to harm themselves quite poorly from time to time.
I've seen such. Yes.
Yes.
Is that all? Medical supplies, food, water?
Well, there is one other thing, but I'm hesitant to mention it. Tell me, Lord Captain, have you ever heard of the Inquisition?
Nero that goes, grrr.
Why? What has you interested in the Pierre just like over exaggerate, like left to the right? Inquisition.
I was hoping you may have some contacts within them. It's been some time since a black ship has graced our skies, and we do have. I said the native population is given some freedom in their ways, but we have the number of unclassified psychers has reached a level I'm not very comfortable with. I'm aware of at least 8 on the world right now.
Nero goes, grrr, you haven't put these people in stasis?
It's part of the arrangement we have with the Ashleen is that they are permitted as soothsayers until the next black ship comes, although it's been 3 generations since the last black ship came. 3 actually generations, of course.
This guy like is the biggest moron in the world. Ooh, we can't do it because there's a native population. Like, come on, man. We're the Imperium.
So, if you can maybe give me a few more extra test seeds of the plant, I can look into seeing if I could maybe find some aid for you. A black ship of the the exaggerate look left to right Inquisition.
So what he's basically offered to give you right now is think of it like, a plastic tub filled with seeds and soil samples, where you could. It's enough for you to basically like set up a test colony, but unless that one explodes with quantity, you then couldn't go. If it was successful, you couldn't go and turn it into a full production level without waiting for like 5 to 10 years for this current crop to come to maturity.
Okay.
Whereas he give you like a container load where if it does work, then you've got a production quality straight away. You can effectively establish a colony, not a colony, but like a plantation with in the year.
All right, so Nero's going to cut in and he's going to say, Lord Captain, incredible the lengths of generosity you will go to when this mongrel dog asks you about the Inquisition. And yet he offers you such paltry gifts. The Nero turns toward him and goes, grrr, I'm big and angry and scary.
Well, if I can handle his quote unquote unsanctioned psycho problem, I believe that he would definitely give me perhaps 2 containers worth, be able to set a decent amount of crop.
But yes, Lord Captain, the last time we had an Inquisition problem that we had to deal with, it took us an entire season. Surely 2 containers isn't nearly enough for your time, because this problem will surely take just as long as that. You know how dealing with the Inquisition gets.
Can I attempt to gauge how many containers seems to be like going on that cups of like how much he can give up from his? I know he has a reserve.
So what I mean, what he's gone from giving you is like a plastic tub to a shipping container, like a 40-foot container.
Yes.
That's what I mean by container. Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah.
Here's some seeds for you. It's like a Tupperware container with a slice of pie in it as well. It's just like,
Yeah. So essentially, it's like if I get this done for
for
him,
your future farm.
Yeah. I mean, you can't think that. I mean, once again, you're not a botanist, but you can't think you would need more than a full container load unless you're going to have a whole bunch of different test sites, all of which fail at the same time or fail rapidly.
Do you know how large a planet is, James? So imagine that.
We're not talking about seeing the whole planet. We're talking about establishing a plantation. So
I essentially want backups in case of sites fail, or plans go explode from ancient.
We'll have a
artifacts
planet that used to be a good planet, but now is known as Heroin Planet, like because it's an entire planet dedicated to the growth of heroin.
Yeah. So all right,
give me a barter test.
Does it get any bonus from my really
Okay, plus
questionable acting?
Yes, because I don't know if I really needed that.
Yes, but it's about degrees of success, Lord Captain.
Yeah, that's fair. So 73, so plus 10 for Renowned Warrant, plus 10, I'm guessing, for Mercantile.
Yeah.
So, and then plus 10 from Nero.
Yeah.
So that'd be a plus 30.
Do I get a plus 10? That being awesome?
Yeah.
Okay, so
For the folks at home, he rolled a 5, which is like a super critical.
I had
he will give you 10 containers of seeds.
Okay, so just so we know, we went from
he's giving you his entire emergency reserve, so
we went from a tub to 2 containers to 10 containers. This was a good bargain. For literally nothing. We're just gonna call the Inquisition and be like, "Hey, man, you forgot to send a ship here.
Send a black ship over to Iocanthus real quick."
They got like 8 psychers. It's a real problem for them because they're incompetent.
Hey, we have null mercenaries at the moment, which would be perfect for this situation.
Yeah, but they're on the other ship.
Oh, do we not have the other ship with us?
Yeah, it's in orbit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So we might be able to get a double deal out of this by taking care of ourselves.
I mean, he's just given you his entire emergency supply of seeds. So,
and
are we suggesting that we go grab the unsanctioned psychers ourselves?
Absolutely, and then kill them.
Wait, why are we killing them? There's so much we could do with them.
Yeah,
we could just.
Well,
wait,
an afternoon snack.
Wait, before we do this, they do technically belong to the planet. They are part of the tithe for the black ships. So if we killed them or took them, the Inquisition actually would be fucking pissed.
Yeah,
that's fair. All right.
And while I might mess with Inquisitors, I don't mess with the entire Inquisition.
The entire Inquisition. All right. All right. So
will that be all then?
Absolutely. That seems like a perfect trade for us.
One question, Lord Captain, if you don't mind me asking.
Yes, Don.
What was the gentleman's name, James? Sorry.
This guy, Carrick Himmelsbach.
Okay, Mr. Himmelsbach. Do you know if Ghostfire Pollen has other applications other than just simply a combat-inducing drug?
I believe that there was some work around deriving a lubricant from it. Also, I think that there was some investigation as to its use as a cooking ingredient. Neither of which we've commercialized here on Iocanthos.
So you're saying that it is used as an edible and as lubricant? Is that right?
I've seen the way this stuff works.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, effectively
it's
like sunflower oil. Effectively, like they're grinding the pollen to make sunflower oil just out of ghostfire oil instead.
It sounds.
I like the idea that Dawn's room has a certain smell to it now. It's like I started cooking all of my meals in ghostfire pollen oil.
All right. I'm
suddenly very angry all the time. I'm not sure why.
Well, before you go, he opens up a drawer and pulls out like a small piece of paper. would you mind filling out this survey about my service and dropping it in the box at the door on the way out? Please be verbose in your comments.
Is it an anonymous survey?
You can. The name is optional.
I was gonna say it's the Imperium. It's not gonna be read until long after this guy's dead. His grandson's gonna be like, "Wow, Pappy did real good."
This will let the future people know how big my headstone needs to be. So it's very important.
I'll fill out the survey. Absolutely.
No, it's one of those really annoying surveys. It only has like 2 or 3 like rating questions, and the rest are all like long answer questions. Like, what was the one thing that could have been done? I could have done better to improve my service.
Please describe how patient this gentleman was with you in 700 words or more.
Later tonight I'll be working on the Solaris Knights form, and I'm 100% gonna do something like that now, James.
That's right.
Just for you.
Man. All right. Yeah. I think Pierre was like hoping it was just the, like all ratings, maybe like comment section at the bottom. So he'd be like 999 10 9999 yada yada yada.
Lord Captain,
you have to throw a 5 in there somewhere just so that they
throw
don't...
it off.
I do believe you have a stamp for this occasion. Just stamp it, sign the paper, and put it in the envelope.
I mean, you can do what I do, like NA in all the long answer sections,
No.
Put a line through them. But when you leave the room after only like 20 seconds, he's going to know you didn't fill all of it out. So.
Yeah, so
no, just on the very bottom it says, "Do it good, do it better," or whatever.
Do it better.
You say.
Can always do it better
with your autograph underneath it.
That's right. Yeah. He frames it for a permanent +10 in his office.
It's got like a headshot that he gives out to people.
Oh my god, like he's finishing filling out some paperwork and he gets a surge of divine intervention, and somewhere we're in the middle of combat and Bomna's like, why isn't this working?
You've already
I
used
don't
this
understand.
turn.
If I already used this ability?
He's going to use it on the next guy he has to deal with. Screws the other guy over.
You know how like people will have like signed photos or like framed photos of them shaking hands with someone really important? It's like one of those photos, but with you, and every time someone looks at it, they're just like, I feel more energized today for some reason. I'm not sure why.
So as they're walking out, Nero is going to switch to his microbead and come to Dawn and say, Dawn, do you have a moment to talk?
I like look right next to you and I'm just like, yes.
All right. He moves to like an empty conference room that doesn't look like it's currently got anyone scheduled to use it.
And if there is, we just take the schedule off and just
no, you can't do that. Dawn, I wanted to talk about your behavior recently. There's been a lot of Ghostfire pollen around, and I know it's got you very excited, but I've seen the way you move in combat without it. You don't need the drug. I see what it's doing to you. You literally were frothing like a mad animal. You don't require it. You only need the God Emperor's love. You have to give the drug up so that we can sell it to other people who I don't give a shit about. They'll all kill each other and it'll be funny.
I think you're overestimating how much of this drug I actually use.
It's not about the amount.
There is going to be enough left for sale, Nero.
It's a jest, Dawn. It's a jest. The drug has terrifying effects on you, which reduce your capacity as a warrior.
Actually, it does the opposite.
That's only because you think that the drug does. It's not about uncontrolled rage or sweeping attacks. As an expert in controlling the battlefield, it is about control. And you lose control of yourself.
Well, thank you for your consideration, Nero. It is always nice to know when someone deems my combat stylings to be ineffectual.
Just ask
I will
yourself,
take it into consideration.
if the God Emperor's love is enough, why do you need the drug? And then Nero's gonna leave in the way that super smarmy priests do after dropping their one-liner, like, "Oh yeah, got you there."
He left.
I'm just gonna, lockstep next to him, and it's like, well, actually, Nero, what it actually does is opens my oculars and all of my what's a very artisty
Yeah,
word
Nero's
to
just
say
gonna be like, "You
is-
can't make up muscle groups with me. I know all of them."
Needless to say, I am more in tune with the Lord Emperor, with the God Emperor, than I am when I'm off.
Nero's gonna turn and say, "Really? Is that really true? If that's true, and you believe it, I'll believe it. But ask yourself, it's really true."
It is. Much like how I've pushed you in the past to do things that are going to be less efficient for yourself. Hardships, what makes us grow as a person, and it actually puts us closer to the God Emperor.
All right. I don't know if there's a role here to be made for Nero to see if Dawn really believes it. That
no, that
the drug opens her mind to the God Emperor.
Oh God, that's how we get Nero.
She did light a demon on fire.
Yes, but
day.
that and this are not the same thing.
So that is basically that is in the backstory that James has given me, in case you were wondering. So there is no role necessary. Dawn.
I mean, the role would be on Nero's
believes.
part to see if he can read this social situation.
That seems like a great chance for you.
My scrutiny is 15%.
Yeah, scrutiny would be the skill I'd be going off, yeah.
Great. Let's see if he actually believes you.
Do you need to fail or succeed this? I'm
No,
confused.
he doesn't not believe you, but he also doesn't believe you. He cannot read the truth of the situation. He doesn't know whether the drug is talking or not. So he just kind of looks sadly at you, and then he looks down at his tattoos that say the last word, and then he just turns and leaves silently without saying anything.
It's also kind of funny. You've seen me use it once. Once.
I thought you used it on the fight with the Rakghouls.
Actually, frenzy, but not with the drug.
Okay.
Not with the drug. Yeah.
Use the full action.
Yeah, the drug lets me frenzy without using a turn to do it. So.
But I really wanted to have this scene because it would be funny. I assume that maybe you've used it in training or something with Nero, or we've had fights off camera where we've never seen it.
Well, don't forget as well that you previously fought alongside Dawn in the past.
Yeah, exactly. I've almost certainly probably seen you do this before. And now I decided to make a daytime TV special episode for the kids.
And you gonna G.I. Joe me? Is that what this is?
No, man, this is straight up Cosby Show right here.
Take a knee. Don't take a knee with me.
This is me moralizing. Nero leaves without saying anything. Just so you know. I don't know why he's getting so
uppity about me when he goes home and spends several hours reflecting in the mirror about his physique. So it's.
I love how everybody thinks that Nero has become super vain. He literally just mentioned he had bulging biceps, and now it's become this monster meme. For those that are not live watching Twitch chat has been saying some real fucking shit during this conversation.
Oh, really?
When you get outside, there is a native woman standing by the Chimera, waiting.
Okay.
Looks
I
to be-
almost certainly am going to kill her in the next 30 seconds. I start heading towards her, and as soon as I do, my shoulder-mounted gun just swivels towards her, and I'm like, step away from the Chimera.
She steps away.
All
I
right.
was not looking to cause any offense. I really wish to speak with you.
All right. I am double-checking my knowledge of my data pad with wanted criminals to make sure that she's not one of them.
No.
Okay.
She's an old woman in like, you know, native garb.
Listen, I'm afraid of some old women in this game.
No worries.
I just say, what do you want?
Our war chief told me that you had traveled to the cursed cathedral, and now the darkness in that place is past.
All right, so I'm gonna look at the Lord Captain with the smuggest motherfucking look in existence at the darkness is past.
It only passed because the Lord Nero here decided it would be a good idea to punch open a hole in existence.
We cleansed the area.
Nero smiles because he thinks that Dawn is complimenting him, even though I know that you're not. The idea that Nero could punch open a hole in existence is super awesome.
Yes, my biceps are large enough to accomplish such a feat. Thank you for noticing.
All right, so what do you want?
Darkness has covered that place for decades, and now finally the light shines there again. I just wish to know how you had done this.
Are you one of the soothsayers of this place?
Yes.
All right, so now we know, right? Like, we know that she's an unsanctioned psyker.
She may be, she may not be. I can read tarot and call myself a soothsayer, or I can actually like read people's fortunes with the warp, you know.
All right, yeah, but Nero's threat level just went to maximum.
Okay, no worries.
I mean, there's a possible unsanctioned psyker standing within like spitting distance of the Lord Captain.
Yeah, Pierre just kind of like motions the war dog to calm down a little bit.
All right. So Nero visibly relaxes, but the shoulder mounted gun just like head lock on.
Yep.
Yes. Well, with the faith and might of our emperor, we were able to cleanse the land of the darkness. As our nice here Dawn can explain easily.
Yes, the Order of the Cleansing Flame has taken the evil in that place and cleansed it with flame, she says, like, instead of looking to see if there's another word to describe it. Like,
but how did you draw the darkness through the Veil of Worlds?
As I said, Nero punched a hole in existence, and we cleansed the creatures that came forth, and then we cleansed the cathedral that was there.
Yes, a dark ritual that was placed on that area was meant to reactivate as soon as someone entered the facility.
Well, then you are truly a hero, then, Nero, of the Ashleen people. May I
Nero
give
is
you a
just
gift?
like, oh my god, guys, this is not how it went down. Yes, I'm a great hero of all of the Imperium.
May I give you a
He's
gift?
the most humble, incredible person you could ever possibly meet. Definitely is worthy of all the praise that you give him.
All right,
but be
Nero's
careful.
like slowly
Not too
turning
much
towards
praise.
Zod as we can't believe what the fuck is happening right now.
Ultimately, it was I.
He reaches
that-
into a pouch and pulls out like a necklace made up of crow bones strung together with like where they've been drilled through and strung together with string.
Oh shit! Didn't we hear some shit about the Crow Father?
Mm-hmm.
All right, look.
I think we spoke with the Crow Father, which I think is the head of Trek.
No, they
Okay.
worship like an evil demon called the Crow Father.
I mean, certainly, like Cheryl crows are certainly a native bird of the planet. Yeah.
War leader Teptis talked about the Mother, and that monsters from beyond the veiled space, denizens of the Crow Father, the symbols of Tzeentch. Yeah, I don't
think the
know.
Crow Father came from-
like the 100% thinking we should kill this fucking heretic right now. Like, You're shaking your head, Adrian. So like Nero's like, man, I'm gonna kill this woman immediately, and Rogue Trader can't. Like,
she's extending a hand towards you, holding out a necklace of bones.
yeah, I'm just like, this is some. I'm almost certain that this is some chaos stuff. I think we should just kill her. This is a trap.
Pierre will reach out his hand. It's like, oh.
No, Nero will get in the way of that. He's like, no.
And she's like, sort of like stands back, pulling it back a bit, sort of, you know, shocked by the sudden move.
He doesn't like to be handed things.
Yeah, he doesn't like to be handed things. I say that.
What's that from again?
That's from Iron Man. It's his bodyguard, right, yeah. Happy.
That's right, yes. I, once again, meant no offense.
Oh, none taken. He's just very, very tense gentleman.
You understand that what you call the veiled space? There are some who commune with it, who are bad and enemies of our great leader. And we do not know if you are perhaps one of them. I will accept this gift inside of a sealed container until I have someone to look at it. And if it is a bad thing, we'll come back here and kill you. And anyone who knows you. You cool with that?
She unclips her belt pouch and puts it in the belt pouch and offers it to you.
All right. I'm like, okay, wow. Okay, so she's just 100%ing on this.
Yeah.
No, like, I'm looking at her. There's no fear for her, like, at all?
I mean, she's got that like old person, no fear of like, you know, I could die at any moment, but I could die at any moment. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Nero's just like, wow, I believe her slightly now, but yeah, definitely. We should have Riani take a look at this or something. Your congregator or something. I don't know.
Is there any sort of role I can make about this, given I might know a little bit more about this Crow King or whatever he's called?
Crowfather. Yeah.
Yeah. So, once again, like you I mean, we covered this last time, but you know that the Shale Crows here are considered to be like an evil portent. By the same token, like giving away their bones or feathers, because obviously you can only get those things by killing or hurting them. So therefore, like the bones are like a good luck thing because I have had to kill evil spirits in order to sort of extract these bones, and therefore it's like a good luck charm. The necklace. Yeah, like certainly, it's one of those things where like, if you only had a religion with demons and no positive gods, but you feared those demons, is that a bad religion as such in the eyes of the Imperium as such? Because they don't revere the demons. They just don't have any astral forms for benevolent deities. They just believe that, you know, the only things beyond the veil of life are horrible monsters. So they have, you know, they create pictures or fetishes of them, but it's more about warding against them.
So basically, I'll turn to the Lord Captain and I'll say, there is no heresy here in what she's offering you.
Okay.
All right, I'll take the belt patch.
It is simply a good luck charm, a warding of sorts.
She bows and like wanders back into the crowd.
Thank you for your gift. I'm sorry for threatening you. We're just unfamiliar with your ways and
perhaps a little paranoid.
There is one of those moments for Nero where, like, you know, she wanders into the crowd and like a person in the crowd passes and it's like she's suddenly gone, and then you're thinking like, oh shit, then something. Oh no, she's over there. She's
just sitting at the bus terminal waiting for the bus to show up. It's like a Simon Pegg movie where like she's behind the bus and then you think she's gonna disappear, but then she's still there. It's just like, oh, okay, I don't know what I was expecting. But
okay.
All
right. Nero's gonna look at it. Is it cool?
Yeah, it's like it's made up of crow bones that have been drilled through and fractured. Yeah, it's probably too small to wear on top of your power armor, for example.
Right, but I could wear it over top of my carapace, my normal.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have somebody listen, James. 100% gonna have someone take a look at this and make sure it's not warpy. But if it isn't, It's way too metal to not wear.
Okay, no, it functionally counts as a charm. I know you've already got a charm, but this does count as a charm.
So as we're getting in the Chimera, I'm going to turn to the Lord Captain and say, you know, Lord Captain, this just reminds me, I forgot to tell you, I had to threaten another old woman recently. Funny story. Let's sit down real quick and make sure that your blood pressure is good.
Oh, didn't you tell us about that?
I don't remember if I did or didn't.
Yeah, because you're like, I need to tell them immediately what I just did.
Yeah. If I hadn't told you, then I'm telling you now. Because you do have to send messages regularly back, checking up on her to make sure that she hasn't been mind wiped by the Inquisition.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. So Nero's just like, all right, I forgot that I told you about that. Wally, take us to wherever we're going. I don't know what we're doing.
Yes, essentially send message saying, hey, Pendergast, you got a second? I want to speak with you. I'm coming now.
I love the idea that Dawn's sitting there. This is the first she's heard about you assaulting the fucking, literally the matriarchy of this fucking. It's just the superior of the Abbey of the Dawn.
I didn't actually touch her at any point.
You crumpled up her paper.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
Good paper.
You know how long she spends
stationery.
pressing? She spends pressing those papers for use of her personal time. Lord Nero, this is.
It's fantastic. It's a great intimidation tactic.
What would you have me do, Dawn? Would you rather have had Miriam be struck down, turned back into some memoryless slave, for secret inquisitorial plots against the Lord Captain? Or would you rather I crumple one sheet of paper to show my extreme body strength and intimidate this old warrior behind her desk? I am certain that she is greatly powerful, but I am more powerful.
If the leaders of the Abbey of the Dawn decide that Miriam's fate is to have her memory wiped once more because of the secrets that she holds, then that is what is deemed to be necessary.
I turn to the Lord Captain because he told me the exact opposite.
Well, and perhaps once she is finished serving the Lord Captain, that will be her fate.
Essentially, I believe the people who wanted to erase her memory are the ones that are wanting to keep me from having heirs, that are wanting to control me. So if I can get a one-up on them in any way possible, I'm going to do that.
Then my suggestion, sir, is that you bring her into your employ. That way Lord Nero doesn't have to go around kicking the asses of any more grandmothers that
I did put her in. That's what I told this old woman.
Yes.
And I didn't kick her ass. I didn't lay a single finger on her.
And I'm going to be probably checking up on her, actually, when we get there. So just to make sure everything's going all right. Miriam's taken care of. Nero probably near me, looking and giving a mad dog and I'll look at her.
So there is a message back from Pendergast to say that she's leaving the Abbey, in the next, few hours. Did you want her to stay there and you come and meet her there, or do you want her to come to Port Suffering and meet you in Port Suffering? Because she's heading back to Port Suffering shortly.
Okay. Then I'll just wait here and start commercing stuff then as she gets back.
Okay, no worries. Was there things you guys want on your acquisition list you wanted to knock over now?
Yeah, let's knock over a liquor store. Got him.
I want to try to get best quality carapace armor from Nero.
Really?
Yes, because I thought you already had that, but you apparently didn't.
I don't, but that's a weird side upgrade. That only gets me like one.
It makes it lighter and it gives you 1 point extra.
Yeah, but it's because you whinged about it last week.
You did whine about last week.
Listen.
You did whine about it last week, yeah.
Jesus, everybody's jumping here on this.
Can we get some confirmation
even Dawn's just like, well, you did whine about it last week.
Listen, if we're doing that, then we might as well get Stormtrooper carapace, right?
Do you want? It makes it harder.
Yes, but if I'm gonna get the best, I might as well get the best, right? Best quality Stormtrooper carapace.
Okay. Which Stormtrooper carapace is a
very rare.
It's only very rare, which is -20 plus 30 for anyone in one takes you to +10. Minus 30 for best quality.
Make it -20.
-20.
So.
Yeah.
Pretty tough.
and plus whatever commerce, which
Would my enforcer like carapace be delivered or be done by this point or no?
Yeah, I'd say so because it was a couple of days either way to.
okay, so that we would also get the calculants array at the same time.
Yes.
To start loading up.
Yep.
I think Nero will pull Adrian aside so that they can get that thing loaded up in the.
Yeah, so it'd be plus 30. So plus 10 to this roll, so we're at minus 20. 33 minus 20 plus 10, so it'd be at a minus 10. So
23.
23. That sounds likely.
Listen, I play gotcha games.
Yeah, no, I sent you a video about that.
Nope. Okay.
Right, yeah.
I play gotcha games.
I will attempt to go ahead and get the best quality light carapace armor for me because I don't have anything else because I gave mine to Dawn.
Yep. Okay, well that's
Wait,
one step
you
easier.
gave what to me?
The best quality light carapace, enforcer light carapace. It's essentially 6 armor everywhere and it's a little bit lighter.
Oh, okay. I thought I had that from the beginning.
Did you?
Yeah, I think she chose the armor over. No, you chose the sword over the armor originally. That was right. That was remember when you were making your character.
Oh no! I started with the reflector thing.
Yeah,
that's right.
right.
Yeah.
So I gave you mine because you're kind of interested. Okay, all right, that's a good sign.
Okay, that's plus another 18%. So
so
it'll be 41.
That's better odds. 3. Okay, yeah, I got it.
I play gotcha games.
Yep.
I think we get a
well familiar with
refractor.
spending $20 for something that has a 0.0005% chance.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We could get drop harnesses for the whole group right now so that you guys can't fail climb tests. I know that Nero's the only character that hasn't failed a climb test before.
I was close to
I just
passing.
fly.
Excuse
I
me.
just
I don't
tried.
believe Adrian's failed a climb test before.
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't been forced to make one, so let's start there.
I mean,
I haven't attempted because I can fly.
So in fact, in the entire group, it's only Pierre that has failed a climb test.
I'll buy that.
I only failed it just barely. I
So
think I was like 0.1.
in the end,
But now he can be like, Dawn, fly me up there, please. And I'll be
we
like,
could all get
yes.
drop harnesses and we could all get chameleon line cloaks.
How about
Those-
this?
those
I'll
are pretty
get a set of.
And we still need the good quality photo visors for everybody.
Actually,
Adrian's already got some.
Okay, so
I still need it for me.
Yeah, I
and
mean, if you need more
Nero.
than one, then the next level up is 5. So you may as well get more and have spares.
Yeah, so let's get the photo visor, which would be scarce. So 0 plus 20. Yeah, plus 20. We're wanting at least 5, or at least 5. And that's it. Yeah.
Yep.
Plus whatever this is. Wow. Okay.
Plus nothing.
Wow. All right. Well, so need a 53.
53.
Can't believe I rolled a 94. XCOM's. Oh my god. All right. I think that's all the acquisitions we can make today, right?
You've only made 3, haven't you?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now that we've got an intern, you automatically generate one extra acquisition.
Oh, that's right.
That was why. That's why you want a big spring to join, right? So you can make more rolls.
This is.
All right, chameleon line cloaks
My whole
or the drop
purpose here.
harnesses for the whole group.
Yep.
What are the cloaks doing?
Plus 20 to stealth.
If you stand still.
Okay.
Let's get the climb harnesses.
Hey,
Just
look,
because.
I've just been foreshadowing since last season that Nero's trying to become a stealth fighter. Ever since that fucking Death Watch Space
There
Marine
is
jumped him.
no way you could do stealth.
What are you talking? We literally had a dude who's 10 feet tall and is in power armor get the drop on Nero falling out of a ceiling with a knife the size of a broadsword.
That has nothing to do with stealth and everything to do with the fact that you can't
20
see anything.
40.
He's also a space marine.
Yeah.
Man.
They train in stealth. What?
So
What is it that makes you think that Nero can't be stealthy?
Look, they're also
The fact that you
genetically
walk around
modified.
with several large cannons on you.
Yeah, but they're all on
is
my
true.
back.
Plus 16 there, Pondo.
So it's plus 40 because they're common and we're wanting 5. So
If
Dawn
I have a
cannot
cloak,
be stealth either.
73
because
plus another 16 is 80. Wow, you still fail.
Pondo.
Oh my god.
Pondo. I'm beginning to think the problem isn't us wanting things; it's just letting you roll.
No, it's
very
the God
selective what
Emperor
it
being
wants to
like
get, apparently, because it's like,
The God
yeah,
Emperor-
you got that light carapace super well, or what did I get? Yeah,
So it's not you. It's literally the God Emperor saying like, no, you will stare into the beacon and it will burn
This
your
is
retinas."
why Nero's so violent, because the only way to get new gear is taken from dead bodies.
True.
You can't buy anything.
we don't kill enough people to take from bodies.
We do kill a lot of people, so
I think we only fought people, like people.
We just killed some warp
in the very
entities.
yeah.
beginning.
Remember the thrice locked chest of Nero the Blade?
Yeah,
That's
All right,
listen. That's a
well,
meme
that's-
that pays out.
that's
So-
then.
At some point, after you spent like the whole day shopping to get one suit of armor, Pendergast arrives back in town. She's changed back out of her sororitas rose back into her standard sort of, imperial noble like clothing.
I think she just
Ready-
like sees Pierre just yelling at people. What do you mean you can't get 5 simple drop harnesses? They are very easy to obtain.
We have 0 mountains on this planet. What is
It's not
climbing?
some hole.
I was gonna say
It's-
you don't have to use them to go up. You can also use them to go down.
There's not
Do you
some
not have
Also don't
holes here?
caves. No, what is a hole?
We live in two-dimensional space.
I'm gonna Diablo him. I'm gonna be like, you don't have a phone?
Anyway, so where do you want to meet Pendergast?
Is she needing like a ride? So is there a ship for her?
She's come back to town because there is a merchant ship that's taking her
Oh,
off
okay.
world.
Okay.
She's heading back to Scintilla, if you're wondering.
I don't know if there's like some sort of meeting area or
You can organize a private space.
Yeah, we can go
Just-
take out a warehouse again. Remember when we did that
or
before?
just co-op the room from the administrative again.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Let's do that. I like that one best.
I'll do that. Just barge in. It's like, what are you going to use this?
On the walk over, I'm gonna hand her the belt pouch and just be like, "Listen, you've lived here longer than I have. Is this heretical? And if so, should I go back and kill the old woman who gave it to me?"
She has a look at it. No, it's well, I mean, its purpose is it's a good luck charm, a gift, so to speak. But there's nothing inherently profane about it.
All right, Nero puts it on.
Okay, you turn into a demon. I'm just kidding.
You don't trust the word of a sister confessor?
I trust
this
the
what
word
I'm
of an
hearing here?
inquisitor.
Ooh,
Mhm.
that's
That's
probably
a bold
mistake.
move right there.
That's true. She has fucked us repeatedly in the past.
Her? No, I don't think Pendergrass has done anything to fuck us.
No.
It was trained.
No, if anything,
Brain
it's
fucked
the
us.
lack of fucking that she's done to us, right?
Wow. In Rogue Trader can I remind the Lord Captain of his deal to summon a black ship before
Yes, I
taking
was
my
gonna get
place
to
at the
that.
door and like making sure no one comes in.
I have 2 forms of business, essentially.
Did you get the notes I sent you on the 3
Yes, I-
worlds? Yes.
Yes, I have it getting ready to be sent to my ship as we speak. I just want to discuss one thing. Apparently, I spoke to the administrator here, and he says that there were some rogue, unsanctioned psychers in the area that is starting to feel uneasy about being being unsanctioned. So he was wanting to request to see if there would be a black ship that would come here.
So you might recall that the one black ship that we had in the sector got destroyed.
Yes. So I was going to see if I am actually fairly well equipped to handle these psychers if need be. See if it would be I could get the information to just handle these psychers myself.
So from what I've heard, the next black ship should be arriving from Terra in about 4 years. So if they are detained somewhere or by someone, because keep in mind it's not just you. They'll be all over there'll be cycles all over the sector being either detained by planetary governors, or if it's anything like this situation here, allowed to remain at least temporarily free. If you're offering to transport them or to carry or to mine them, you're looking at a 4-year commitment before the black ships can arrive, unless you want to take them to Terra yourself.
I can keep them somewhere, I suppose. I think I have some extra space. Though
Nero's just that's like, no, we don't. He doesn't say anything, but he's just like, no.
I feel like Adrian and Nero exchange like a glance, and are like,
Oh, Pierre is like, let's keep 8 unsanctioned psychers, kidnap them from their families, and then not throw them into cryostasis.
Yeah, this is sort of above even. I mean, this is above my pay grade. I would need to talk to someone else within the Holy Autos regarding your proposal here, Lord Captain.
Well, the other thing is, I can at least say that I spoke to someone that would be able to get a ship scheduled to this direction, regardless of how long it would take.
I mean, we're literally in a building. You can go upstairs and just you could just walk upstairs and be like, the ship will be here in 4 years, and it'll probably just be like, great.
That's essentially this is Pierre saying is like, I at least did what I was told to do. Here you go.
Is that all then, Lord Captain?
The other piece of business, I went over to the monastery that you spoke to me about and discovered there was a dark ritual placed there to speak with Harlock, essentially. And what it came out was a traitor Astartes that gave warning to...
There was a traitor Astartes there. What happened?
Well, a projection of a traitor Astartes. Nero tried to shoot it as much as possible with no effect because the bullets were just going.
I didn't try to shoot it. I definitely shot it.
You shot at it.
It was shot. Bullet holes formed.
Can you shoot a hologram? I don't know.
And regardless of the technicalities of it, it seemed to be a subject to the Lord of Change. He gave warning that Port Wonder, the Maw has gone to Port Wonder. There's a Black Crusade coming that way, in which that the Lord of Change does not wish to have happen.
Why would, if it's a Black Crusade, if it's the Agents of Chaos, then why would they tell us?
From what I understand, it's not as far as the Changer of Ways plan.
It's sick, sorry.
He's got to put in the password to the Xbox.
The Xbox, yeah. Wow, that's a meme that pays off as well.
Apparently my son's hungry. That's my middle son. My elder son's already on the Xbox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah, all good, sorry. Just get back in the mindset. So, were we to believe them, then definitely we should be alerting Battlefleet Calixis to head straight to Port Wanda. But I can't help but feel that there's more to this if the Changer of Ways is actually involved.
It's possible that the entire thing is a trap.
Nero's just nodding this whole time anyone speaks out against Pierre. He's just like, yep.
I know how suspicious the situation is, though I know I can't ignore it, just letting it be, because if the Black Crusade did happen at Port Wonder, they'd been guaranteed that it had been swallowed whole. That is essentially the gateway from the Calixis sector into the Expanse. and millions of Imperium lives just being tossed away.
Let me ask you a question, if you may, and this, I guess, is to all of you. If there is a rogue trader currently serving in the Koronus Expanse that you are least favorably inclined towards, who would it be?
Oh my god.
Bastille?
Nero says Janko Scourge. And then he says, but maybe Bastille because he's a traitor.
Bastille kind of revealed information about a particular station
that's true.
I was even told not to
You
be
do own it, so... Yeah.
I own it, but I'm not even allowed to ask about it or go there, which is very suspicious.
That's okay. You still own it. You're right. Bastille. But then Janko Scourge.
We can't not investigate this, but my inclination is to, instead of sending the fleet in, is to send in a scout vessel first. So we'll find a reason to contrive to send either Scourge or Bastille, and depending upon who's actually in Port Wander or nearby, and see if we can verify these claims of a Chaos fleet in the Maw.
I don't know that any of them are actually responding. Almost all the rogue traders left to go look for the warp gem thing.
I think Pierre just like nudges Pierre. Not Pierre. Pierre nudges Nero to shush, essentially.
We don't have to tell that we were involved in that. But that's how we know Bastille is a filthy traitor.
Okay.
So
Well,
this is news to Dawn, so Dawn is just like, what? Like, slowly
Wow,
stands
Nero's
over
going
on
to
the
choose his words really
shoulder.
carefully here.
Stands next to the Inquisitor.
I've been informed that as part of my job as head of security, that several rogue traders of ill intent and others were gathered for an auction in which Bastille revealed himself to be an arch-trader. And the outcome of that auction was a vision by Chaos Witches that indicated a gem within the warp was appearing somewhere around the Maw at... Oh my god, I actually don't remember.
I think Pierre's just like internally sighing as...
Season notes. Was it at the 13th station?
No, it was over the other side of the. It was deep in the expanse.
Obsidian Emporium. Here we go. Oh my god, I have so many notes. That's the problem. All right, Bastille bids the 13th station coordinates. Blah 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 blah. Babel, Jacob Scourge, bad alleyway. We have 4 more. Gemstone is something that must be possessed. The Sea of Souls will free the gem from its grasp. Look directly into the warp. A raging storm, an incandescent nebula. The warp looks upon the Koronus Expanse, which suggests that we were looking from within the Maw towards the Koronus Expanse. A glittering gemstone left in the blackness of space beyond. All right. So he shares all of what he can remember, but he implies that he heard it third person. He doesn't say that, though, because that would be lying, and that would be bad.
I think the issue is the implication, is the suspicious part. I heard about this.
Oh, I did hear about it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll find out what more I can about if this is true or not. What's in the Maw, and I'll let you know what I find out. Was there any indication on where Afiz went after she went to the cathedral? Sorry, Evangeline.
No, unfortunately, that the projection left as soon as you revealed that information. Apparently, she came there and we learned about the information as well of a past crusade, or maybe even the same. Did he say specifically which crusade, or was it implied that the warning he gave me was the same one that he gave her?
He didn't say either way.
Okay. All right. He told me 10 years ago that she came there and he gave her a warning as well, as far as another. I don't know if it was another or maybe the same one. From there, my search went cold again because the apparition left and we were forced to deal with the dark beings that came there in the wake of the ritual. Though we did cleanse that area afterwards, after we were done.
So if you can't walk forwards, you can at least potentially walk backwards. The data set I gave you had information on the 3 worlds important to the Harlock, who all of which I know Evangeline visited during her time in the Inquisition.
Oh, lovely.
So we are to continue chasing phantoms.
And maybe look at potential areas for colonies.
Well, all of those worlds are within the Imperium, correct?
Have a read of the data set. You might find some things that interest you.
Really? Okay, well. Why is Evangeline important again?
Are you asking her or Pierre?
Pierre, because I don't know that he's revealed to us yet that like his mom's dying prophecy, right?
I think he did say it in his last. I think he did mention the last episode.
Yeah, he pretty much showed the recording to everybody.
Oh, okay, all right. Then I don't ask that question. Never mind. It doesn't happen.
So
Nero turns to everybody and says, "We all remember why Evangeline is important, right?"
Yes, of course. Who could forget?
They had to do a retake of that because
surely not a man who just got out of the hospital.
So, yes, I guess we are still chasing phantoms, so to speak. But
well,
I suppose there's some profit to be made in the process. So.
Well, stay in contact. If I find anything else, I will let you know. But it's a pretty serious thing. I can't focus on fees right now. I need to look into these claims of a Chaos fleet.
Yes.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
And again, if there's anything that I might be able to help you with, please let me know.
Of course.
I'll send you information on what I could find as far as the Angeline situation.
So she leaves. I want to just quickly, before we finish up, I want to just lay out some options based upon the information on her data slate. So I'm going to switch you over to the Calixis map on roll 20. So to remind you, right now you are here on Iocanthos in the Gorgona Reach. So there are 3 worlds that have been called out on her data slate. The first one is Solomon. So over here in the Markan Marches.
Okay.
So Solomon is a hive world. It is, according to the information data slate, it is a typical hive world where the planet surface has basically been poisoned. Very, very heavy industry. It's sort of half hive world, half forge world, in that it's mainly a production center. Has a relatively extreme tithe, but it is part of all the interests of the Imperium. Harlock's interests there appear to be in a mausoleum. That like maybe that's where his family was buried over time.
You mean a mausoleum?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Now apparently there's a contact there if you choose to go there at any point. Another member of the Order Dialogus named Lorelei Decanter is currently stationed on Solomon, studying the history of the Harlock line and learning more about trying to determine more about what Harlock did while he was missing for so long, for almost 100 years.
And Dialogus is the one that's embargoing me, essentially.
No, that's the Famulus.
No. That's okay. Yeah, never mind. Yeah.
All right. Second one is Sanophia up here in the periphery.
Wow, these are all out of the way.
Okay, so Sanophia is it's considered a frontier world. At one point, had a population of over 2 billion. But it has dropped down substantially to a much smaller population and probably only 20 or 30 million. Basically, it was established as a temperate imperial world. Had a good quantity of surface water, breathable atmosphere. It was a good place to set up and maybe be a launching point for the Crusade to go further galactically spinward. Before they sort of drew the boundaries of the Calixis sector. It was a point where you could have potentially expanded further. It has a planetary governor, and it does have a very minor tithe, mainly of things like PDF troops. But to a large extent, the world is left to its own devices. And the contact you've been given there is apparently the Inquisition has referred you to, or at least Pendergast has referred you to an Arbites precinct marshal named Colchus Scarman, who apparently was sent there some time ago to deal with a cult uprising on the planet. Apparently, in the main city, Sanophia Magna, Harlock owned like a massive folly, and apparently the Arbites have been using the abandoned folly as a garrison point while hunting out this cult.
What is a folly in this case? Architecturally?
Not like a cathedral, more like a
like a fort.
Oh, like a mansion, sort of. Let me think. What would be?
Oh, a costly ornamental building with no practical purpose.
There you go.
Okay, all right.
That's a perfect description. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the third world is Quaddus, down here.
Okay. All right. So that one's kind of not out of the way.
Quaddus is a pleasure planet. Okay. So effectively what happened was when because it was actually founded by Harlock originally, well, one of the Harlocks, one of the older Harlocks. And originally he basically worked at a con where it wouldn't be handed over to imperial authorities for various reasons about not being a great place to build a settlement or that sort of thing. So effectively, because once this place went from being an expanse to being a sector, a lot of what the road traders owned just became holdings on imperial control worlds. But the world itself officially remained in the control of the Harlock line for a long period of time. The Imperium never really chose to develop it or garrison it, so there's no real Arbites presence or Administratum presence or Department Immunitorum presence. There's no any tie that might have had has been suspended. There's not even a planetary governor on the planet either. So what that means is a lot of rich nobles use it as a place to go to where they want to do things that are on the far side of imperial law. And get away with it,
But so they aren't cool enough to go to the Koronus Expanse.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, so it's a bit of a Tortuga.
Tortuga. Yeah. We should get some crew while we're there.
So, also, if we're deciding on what we want to do next, there's also the Talon Balewing stuff.
Yep, which is in the Expanse. That apparently so connecting up the dots you had from the previous stuff was that there is apparently a Dark Eldar, not Archon, but like effectively a high-ranking Dark Eldar who is looking for the help of the Imperium to do something in the city where Talon Balewing is actually being held, and she knows where it is.
Yeah, there's like Eli Alali or something. Yeah.
Is this Spintward? Is where that is? Where is that is at?
No, the Koronus Expanse. So if you head, so the Port Wander is down in the bottom near the trailing arm of.
Oh, okay.
And there, yeah. So you'd have to basically pass through them more back into the Expanse because the Dark Eldar city is in the Expanse. But apparently, a potential unusual ally might be this Dark Eldar woman who is looking for the Imperium's help to deal with people in her own city.
Who was the contact that Evangeline went to on Quaddus? Because we kind of dipped away from that.
Yeah, was only the only person she knows there is the information merchant known as the Spider Bride.
The Spider Bride. We've heard of them before.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
The last thing I point out, by the way, is Scintilla, which is the capital. Where once again, if you want to do anything with the capital governor,
Or, follow me on this one, we could go back and buy the Gilded Throne of Falchion class warship. This is literally the first scene of the entire show. We just have to fill that escrow account.
Yeah. I think
going through the notes here, was her name Celine Morn?
That sounds familiar. That sounds very familiar.
Oh, and don't forget that we could go to Scintilla and then go to the Secret Moon and buzz the Inquisition base there.
Yes.
To get the Trinity Cabal to stop messing with us.
so. How about this? We do like a loop around. Essentially, maybe go to either towards the pleasure
Nero
world first.
insists that we start with Quaddis. The crew we haven't had shore leave in over 6 months.
You don't need shore leave. It's fine.
What? Lord Captain.
Selene Morn, you were correct there, Dave.
Lord Captain, your people will literally go batshit. Why would you think that we don't need shore leave?
Nero, what's the point of the plays that you do if that's not to help group
Lord
morale?
Captain, he's gonna put a hand on his shoulder to say, you really think a play is all it takes to satisfy a crew member of this ship? Our appetites are voracious.
Okay.
It would be good for ship morale, sir.
Yeah, exactly. And it would also be good for you not getting killed in your sleep.
I'm very confused.
If
what
I get killed in
exactly
my
would
sleep,
the
then that'd
ship
be on you, Nero.
morale have anything to do with a pleasure world?
Well, people want to, bone and also spend their money on alcohol and drugs and entertainment. Listen, my plays are amazing, but they're just one form of entertainment that I can only do once every few days.
Are you saying that serving the Lord Captain and the God Emperor is not enough to fill their hearts with joy?
Thank you, Don. Okay.
Even the Emperor supported the arts.
So
I don't see how any sort of drug use or recreational intercourse is going to improve morale of the men working on this ship. That makes no sense to me.
So no sort of drug use is going to improve.
Nero just looks at Adrian for this amazing layup. Holy shit.
If you're implying that my use of Ghostfire pollen is in anything other than practical, then you are solely mistaken, Adrian.
And I am merely suggesting that this is also a practical measure to take.
Are they going to be raising children after their foray on the pleasure world?
Look, Don, I know that you believe for some reason that people shouldn't be entertained, which is insane. But I would point out that the God Emperor loves entertainment so much. He gave permission for Xenos, evil Xenoses called the Harlequins, to allow them to perform their weird sword dances on our worlds. For reasons that literally no one understands. It's in the lore. He loves the arts. He loves entertainment, as long as it's, filled with skulls.
This is what that's a different lord.
No, there's... I don't know if you've ever looked at an Imperial Shrine before. Skulls everywhere.
Yes, but okay, never mind.
He's not the Lord of Skulls. He's just a lord who enjoys skulls recreationally.
Here's going to be our charter path. We're going to go.
Oh my god, Jay.
I've seen the penis appear right now.
All right.
I'm seeing it. It's either going to be
so we're going to go
flat
to
or it's going to be a side profile.
To Quaddis for shore leave.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm going to do marks here just to. There we go. And then we're going to go.
I better let the audience see. We're doing such an amazing job of fucking up this map.
To Syntopia, and then we're going to go all the way over here to Solomon. And then we're going to go back over to here, but we're going to skip Scintilla. Well, we might. We'll think about stopping at Scintilla again, just in case.
It's the crown jewel of the sector.
And then we're going to stop by the moon.
Sure, we had first shore leave, but what about second shore leave?
We're going to maybe stop at Scintilla. That's unconfirmed at the moment. We're definitely going to stop at the moon, which is, I guess,
it's
somewhere.
the moon of Scintilla. We're going to stop in the Scintilla system.
Okay, so
we might as well stop at the planet.
Okay, all right. So we'll stop at Scintilla to go pop by the moon and say hi. What's the deal with the embargo that you got on my nads? And then
hey, why are you trying to block my junk, bro?
Yeah,
Get your hands off my cock.
Over to Port Wonder, and then we're going to go back to Expanse and do other colony shit that we've been needing to do.
Okay, if that's the case, then Dawn will probably take leave to send message to someone to try and find this
Dark Eldar.
Yes, that's essentially when we go to the Expanse, we're going to be trying to get in contact with the Dark Eldar person.
Well, I'm going to try ahead of time, I think.
Okay.
The Selene Moron.
So you can put out through the contacts in Port Wander or Footfall that you're trying to, you're interested in making contact.
Yes.
We know a bunch of criminals.
So we'll do that.
Yep.
Dark Eldar are basically criminals, like evil sex criminals.
Are they like the? Are they like the?
They love torture and rape. They're fucking horrifying.
What are they called? The Star Wars.
Twi'leks? No,
Twi'leks?
they're evil elves. Like literally, they have no souls.
They're dark elves in space.
So think of like Drow in D&D.
Yeah, Drow, but actually rapier in a way that is difficult to define. They have to commit.
So how many holes
acts.
did you say you had that were defilable? 3?
Here's the thing: they have to commit these horrible acts, or their non-soul gets taken from them.
Can you imagine living in a race where like rape is mundane and they're just like,
no, I can't.
What is it, 2 p.m.?
It's literally the worst part.
Time for the 2 p.m. raping.
Warhammer has a lot of weird shit, but the Dark Eldar, I don't know how someone looked at this and was like, this is something we should greenlight. 20 years down the line, this is going to be mainstream.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. Most of 40K to me seems like a teenager in his basement wrote a cool idea. And then like, as he became an adult, he found his books and was like, yeah, all right. Like that's what it seems like to me.
So as your shuttle leaves the surface, we go to a final scene, a room, maybe apparently it looks like a room in the Abbey. The door opens up and in comes Sister Echo, the Legatine sister of the head of Dawn's Order, with her white face cloth covering her scarred flesh.
Don't do this.
She walks in. Sorry?
Don't do it.
She walks in and begins to, like, she opens up, like she's got a big, not a cauldron, but like just like a water dish filled with the same oils that are used for the cleansing rituals in this chamber. And she locks the door of the chamber. And she starts to undress, but she undresses only in a tasteful way that her back is always to the camera, including like so you get bare butt,
less
but
Game of Thrones,
nothing.
more The Witcher
3.
Right?
Yeah. I also thought Witcher 3 bathtub.
And we see that, like, as she takes off the veil, that the back of her hair, like, she has no hair, her head is all scarred from fire. And still with her back to the camera, she begins to rub this oil all over her body. And then when she actually gets a torch to ignite it, rather than burning red, it burns in bluish purple flames, which writhe around her body without actually damaging her skin. And the actual dish itself catches as well. So she stands aflame in front of a pillar of fire coming from this dish. And foul demonic shapes move through the fire in front of her. And we hear a voice say, "My prince, they have all the information they need. They are ready to follow your plan. And as the camera sort of pans around to and like up once again, so we don't see any bust, we just get panned around. Like we see like in the scars on her head, the same symbols that we saw on the altar before burned in.
Now see, I was going to talk about this after the game because Nero wouldn't recognize it, but we knew that fucking temple was evil as shit. And we kept getting reports like, oh, the sisters came out here and they never found anything. And I was immediately like, yeah, there's some fucking heresy here. But Nero isn't smart enough to put that together. And I knew as soon as you started the scene with her, I was like, yep, I was right, 100%. I knew it! Which makes me also think that the Ghostfire Pollen is super evil. And now we're around transporting demon dust. You son of a bitch, James.
Would you like some? I made these brownies, Nero, out of Ghostfire Pollen.
Evil brownies.
They give you a nice XP. Hellish burn in your stomach.
Is there a particular entity associated with bluish purple flames?
Once again, that's Zinch.
Yeah.
Zinch.
God damn it.
For sure. Like as soon as James was like, oh, blue and purple, I was like, great.
I wasn't wanting to say anything. Yeah. I was like, nah.
Who's Zinch?
Zinch is the changer of ways. He's the planner of the evil demon gods. He's the god of magic.
So there are 4 evil demon gods, Dave. There's Khorne, who's all about war and death. And,
he's the most powerful and the most awesome. He's the coolest.
There is Slaanesh, which is all about pleasure and pain.
Last
Zinch, which is all about...
time I played this game, I ended up being a follower of Slaanesh, as it turns out. So,
Zinch is all about magic and treachery, and Nurgle is all about death and decay, disease.
I see.
So you're 300 XP if you didn't hear me say it.
Yep, Nero knows how to use demolitions now. He's an explosive expert.
I've got 50 XP somehow. That's just sitting in my bank that can't be used.
So where that's probably come from is the fact that you spent something that was 50 XP in your character creation options from the background. So if we ever find something that you want to buy that's not on your list, because everything you want to buy is on your list is really, really high up. And we do an elite advance, that's probably where you'll find 50 gets used. But yeah, it's pretty rare. Or even, I think some attribute increases will cost 50.
Like 250.
Yeah, because it'll go an increment of like maybe 250 or 750.
Yeah, 250, 500.
I don't think I have any 250s left though, so I've just got 50 XP.
You'll have a 750 eventually. Once you end your 500, you'll have a 750 to do.
True. I was gonna say you could give us 50 XP right now, and I could spend that and just.
But then everyone else and everyone else has your problem.
Mm-hmm.
I would enjoy 50 XP because to get into the jaws of hell, I need 550. Because I took Calixis Privateer. Yeah. It's a Rogue Trader rank 4 ability, so I took Calixis Privateer for rank 4, so it would cost me extra to get into the jaws of hell. But I think it's still worth it.
Yep.
Because essentially, you guys wouldn't have to worry about rolling fear checks, but I would.
Yeah. But I'm aware that it's after midnight, or is it actually after 11?
It's after midnight here. We jump at a different time. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, 2 a.m. isn't it only? Yeah. But anything else we need to cover off? We need to just do regular.
Yeah, I have a question about demolitions. Do we need to in world buy a stockpile of demolitions material so that I can manufacture explosives or something like that, or do we just buy demolition charges? So first off, you can buy. There are pre-made demolition items in the list, which you can then use the demolition skill to effectively set. So the skill would cover how to use these explosives to, for example, collapse this building without knocking down the buildings either side of it. Also, you could use demolitions to MacGyver homemade explosives out of regular household appliances in a pinch.
Arthur, can I give you a suggestion? What if you also create little statues that are in the Lord Captain's image that you can throw around that are also C4 explosives?
Let me throw this at you. Ideal way more damage with my guns. Literally, any gun that I own, I deal more damage than a demolition charge. This is going to be
here's another question for
blowing
you.
a hole in a wall or taking out a heavy vehicle.
If we make these shape charges in the shape of the God Emperor, do they get holy damage?
No, and it's probably Supreme Heresy.
Not if a missionary does it, right? Like if a missionary does it, it's just cool.
I don't know that's how Heresy works.
That's also not how shape charges work as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not really that shaped.
What if the God Emperor's like doing this, for example? You know,
that's not how shape charges work.
Look, shape charges to me mean like clay, so you can make like a nice clay figurine and stick a detonator in it and just throw that at someone.
What we really need to do is find some ways to get some more profit factor back up.
That's true. Word.
Yeah.
You know, we could just drop this main storyline for a while, head back to the Koronus Expanse, do that Talon Balewing thing, steal some shit from the Dark Eldar while we're there, set up a couple colonies. This isn't time pressing, right? This thing with your sister. I mean, come on. There's literally like 10 years since the last time she's been here. What's a couple seasons?
Let me put this to you. If there is actually a chance that a Chaos Fleet has filled the Maw,
yeah,
and yet you guys have one of the only ships with astrogational data to go via the Jericho warp gate rather than via the regular stations of passage. You're one of the few ships that can actually go through the Maw while it's currently being blockaded.
Oh shit! But how would we know if it's blockaded, right? Like,
well, that's what Pendergast is going to find out.
Oh, it might be wise to wait for that information to come back. So you're saying that like the Witch World and all those places, we might not be able to show up with without a Chaos Fleet being the K. What's up, bro?
Yeah.
Okay. Exactly. So we'll just take the Jericho warp gate to go around that. All right.
Yeah, but lost stations of passage, the ones that aren't known about, are ways to potentially get around that. So
okay. All right. So that's really bad though. If that blockade exists, it's horrible. It's been a while since I've seen Cotton's cat. It's really comfortable to see.
She was up there before.
Literally, like the other day when we were playing, like Cotton came and put the cat on the back of the chair specifically.
Yeah. Quite, yeah.
We'll have a talk later, Pondo, about how many demolition charges I need, but it's going to be in the hundreds.
Okay.
One really big shape charge.
I'm wanting him to come back and say, okay, it's exactly 312. My plan is worked out.
Look. We had a giant fucking ship blow up a planet, and the reason why is because we didn't have enough explosives to just be like, all right, we know where this thing is, we've seen what room it's in, let's just blow the room up. Boom, done. All right?
Should I just get like 10,000 plus?
I mean, I wouldn't say no.
I don't know what's a feasible amount of shape charge.
Hey, remember when we had those rat ghouls and we didn't have a way to deal with them? Shape charge. One on every rat ghoul as we're walking past them. Blow them when we leave the ship. Boom. Done. We don't need to send a team.
We didn't have a way to deal with them because we didn't have good void suits. Now we have power armor.
Now we do. And you know what else we have?
Power armor for
shape charges.
Adrian. Now I think about it.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to it.
What about this?
You want some ironclad power armor? You would be like me. We could go bash bros.
No, I'll pass.
You want that shitty light power armor?
I would like to retain my ability to dodge.
I would too. With a 70 dodge, I would too.
No, just parry. You'll be fine.
All right, let's wrap this up. But don't forget about those shape charges. We'll talk. James, why don't you tell us about yourself and how you felt about this episode?
I had a good time. Once again, I'm getting better about planning out exactly what I want to get through in a session, getting through it almost exactly on time. We went a little bit over today, but I'm okay with that because it's only like 3:15 in the afternoon here. But I had a good time. Sorry?
We also spent a lot of time talking about muscles this episode, so
we did, yes, that's right, yeah. And Pondo had to go deal with a random dog issue, and Arthur had to go and do tech support. So I feel like my timer was pretty good. But you can also find me back here Wednesday for Cyberpunk, and then of course again next Saturday for Rogue Trader. I want to wish everybody, I know it's just ended, but a happy Halloween, happy Dia de los Muertos, happy Samhain for you pagan people. Enjoy.
Okay. I'll just let whoever wants to take it next. We'll keep that thing going.
Arthur, let's hear yours.
Well, now you just volunteered yourself. Please go ahead.
Flip it on the head. Hi, my name is Arthur Perkins. I run this channel. Some have called me the most ecstatic and memorable cast member of the game. And I have the most loved character. By the way, his name is Nero.
That's not true. I wish it was true. The most loved
character. And, I make a lot of TTRPG stuff. And, there's a meme about Twitch Prime. It's died out a little bit, but you know what? I feel it that it's coming back. I have a large collection of impressive firearms that I'm going to use for the eventual apocalypse that will happen to this great country that I live in called America.
4 days. Yeah.
And if you like spaghetti, come bunker down with me. You know what I mean? So, because I got a lot
How
of
much spaghetti do you think that I own?
Enough to live out the apocalypse. I said to myself.
I don't know that there is any spaghetti in my house currently. There is a lot of survival food, though, just to be clear.
So go subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can find all of the backups of these games. If you like TTRPGs, we got tons of them. And, give me money right here on Twitch because money makes things happen. And I need a lot of it to fund my next, foray into the outside world. I'll Twitch stream it as well. There you go. Done.
Go join Patreon where you can hear the actual funny jokes in Patreon exclusive stuff.
No, we cut out all the good stuff to put in Patreon. So if you ever hear like a pause, it's because that is like dead air for the Patreon jokes.
Every time Dave's camera did that thing during Cyberpunk, it was really just me stitching the video back together.
Yeah. It was the Matrix. They changed something.
Yeah, those one-shot movies basically where they hide it behind like a camera moving behind a pole. That's the pole. That's our proverbial pole. So.
They do the They do the scene and then they do the camera turns slightly away and then returns to the scene.
Or like the guy like leans back a little bit and covers the camera for like a split second. Yeah, Harvey Birdman.
When in video games you do the thing where you like crawl through the little crack in the wall.
Loading screen.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait for when we go from a PS4 game to a PS5 game.
Oh, you didn't see it for the Spider-Man game where they showed going from the inside to the outside on a PS4 and then they did it on the PS5. It's literally just him going through the tunnel and boom, instantly outside. Yeah, that's the difference for an SSD.
Imagine like Nathan Drake crawling through like the remakes where they like have those big segments in there so they can
Mass
hide the
Effect
loading screen.
remake. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, the elevator where they have the thing where you listen and just like in other news, bing, and then it just
profiles encourage. Allow me to say that I'm Henley. You can find me on Twitter at Kinky Fridays. I'm CEO of Kinky Fridays. Currently, I am producing several games. I just added new content, Halloween-themed content to my game. It's a Ghost Girl. We just worked out the fluid physics to increase the superior viscosity of the fluids in our game, of which there are many, and you will enjoy all of them.
Mm-hmm.
You can find all of my old YouTube content at youtube.com/Hensicle, where I ran the longest running and most popular Cyberpunk 2020 campaign.
It's true. It's very true.
I live in Poland. I love my wife. And I have a dog.
Yes.
That's
These
it for me.
All facts.
All right.
That's you. Yeah, that's you.
Big Spoon, do Pondo.
Oh man, I don't know if I could pull it off.
It's gonna be really easy.
Yeah. I mean,
Pondo the Mad.
Pondo the Mad.
I
Yep.
do things on the internet. Okay, thanks.
Hunters of
Ulvorn.
Ulvorn. Yeah.
You have to say that it's a Gestalt game.
Yeah, it's a Gestalt game on my YouTube channel.
Oh, you said it right.
Yeah. No, I'm Big Spoon. You can find me over on Twitter at BigSpoon223 or on Arthur's Discord. I'm the intern, so it's going pretty well though. I think I'm enjoying myself. It's been a fun game. Tonight we're slowly peeling back the curtain off of all of this heresy.
Yeah, we're peeling it back, but it's the wraparound curtains to go to the other side of the house.
It just keeps going and going.
So we like peel away some heresy, but it also covers the ones that we just kind of found.
Mm-hmm.
If only Nero wasn't dumb. So many problems would be solved. Pondo, who are you for real?
I am Ponder upon the Mad. As Big Spoon said, I do have my own show on Sunday nights.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I messed up.
no.
That's all right.
No.
That's why Among Us doesn't let me use my username.
Yeah. I do have a show. It's on Sunday nights called Hunters of Ulvorn. It's a 5e Gestalt game set in my own world. Right now, we're not meeting.
Repeating what Big Spoon said. What's going on here?
Huh? Well,
Repetition.
I'm giving for further detail.
Yeah.
I won't be meeting for this Sunday or next Sunday because I'm getting married next week, which is part of the reason why we're not showing up next week.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Hey.
Yeah, let's. You keep talking. I need to go get the stream calendar to figure out when we're actually meeting again.
I believe we're meeting the 14th, and then we're off for another, I don't know, however long. Because
So we're off for the 22nd. That's my son's birthday, and Arthur's away. I think we're back for the 29th, though, aren't we?
Correct.
Okay, so we are coming back.
28th. Sorry,
It's 28th here, but yes, you're correct.
Because I remember AP saying something about going on vacation at some point.
Yeah, I'm going on a vacation from the 20th to the 27th.
Oh, okay.
Of
Because,
November, which is this month. It finally arrived.
What's the deal with December then?
December is going to be a fucking shit show, brother.
I got a month off.
I mean, the good news about December is that all the holidays don't fall in the middle of the week. So, I mean, they fall in the middle of the week, so we'll be okay. But, I mean, imagine a world where Battletech was still running Thursday nights.
Which would be my Christmas Day.
Yeah, Christmas Eve and New Year's is both on a Thursday, so.
I have to work Christmas Eve, so.
Yep.
I would have been here.
Thursdays
Not-
were.
Yeah.
No, we'll be good. Saturdays don't fall on any holidays for the rest of the month.
For a year.
Year.
Yeah, and New Year's, everybody recovered from their hangovers because it's the second day, not the first. Or well, I guess the third.
No, it's just New Year's is on a Friday. We'll long be recovered, friend.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Assuming
like,
you
no
get a
one be
hangover,
hungover.
which I don't know that anybody here drinks substantially.
Yeah,
I don't drink at all.
All right, anyone besides Dave?
Excessive amount.
Dave's drunk right now.
Yeah.
He's been drunk this whole time.
That's his secret. He's always drunk.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm a high functioning alcoholic. I don't function when I'm not drunk.
Yeah.
Wow, my calendar is so chopped up now. Then, holy shit! All right, that's it. Anyone got any closing words?
No.
If you haven't already, get out and vote in the U.S. election.
No, you know me. If you haven't decided who you're gonna vote for yet, don't vote. You haven't earned the right. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
If you're like, I don't know, these two sides, it's hard to choose. Don't vote.
Can I ask, is there a mandatory period before the election where they can't campaign anymore?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, no,
they'll be campaigning the day of.
Oh yeah.
Okay, there's like a 2 or 3 day thing where you can have no more political advertising or that sort of stuff in Australia.
My God,
No,
I would love
if
if we made it so that you can only get federal campaign funding in like a 3-month period before the election, that the primaries took place over a week instead of like half of a year. Because the way we do primaries now, like the first 15 states decide for the rest of the country who the candidates are going to be. It's insane. Our election system is so fucking dumb on every level. There's literally no sense to it at all. We're still living in the fucking 1700s.
Yep. We need some big time election reform for sure.
Who's the first state that votes? Is it Iowa? Fuck them. They've constantly let me down. I don't know. If it's not Iowa, I apologize. Whichever state it is that votes first in the primaries.
I think you should do the Terry Crews thing and bring back gladiatorial combat to elect a president. I think that's honestly that's the best way to do it.
It's just going to be two old people slapping each other.
I was saying, but you'd have less 34-year-old men if that was the case. If that was the
exactly.
Mayor Pete would clean up the crowd, man. And Kamala Harris would be fighting back to back. Marco Rubio might actually become president.
Imagine a heavyweight champion as your president. Like,
we already have a heavyweight champion as a president. Donald Trump is the WWE champion, bro. That's real, and it's in the fucking WWE World Records.
He paid too much money for that. Like, that's stupid. I'm talking like actual like you guys should elect Mike Tyson. I think you'd do a better job, to be honest with you.
No, we don't. Listen, we do not need celebrities leading our country. End of story. We need competent career.
What do you think politicians are?
People who know, well, theoretically, people who know how to make laws and enforce them.
It's a cult of personality.
They're pretty much acting low-key celebrities that make decisions.
There's a huge difference between Bernie Sanders, all right, and somebody like Ariana Grande. Let's just be very clear about that.
What happened to Kanye West? Is he still in the running? Like,
yes.
Can people vote for
he
that guy?
wrote in himself on a ticket that included himself. So the state he voted in, he was already on the ticket, and he wrote himself in because he's the dumbest motherfucker alive. I don't understand.
So you're saying there's a chance?
He's so stupid.
I mean, have you seen the latest?
No, he doesn't have a chance, and the reason why is because he's not on the ballot in a huge number. Even if he got 100% of the vote on the states that he is in, which he won't and never could, he doesn't have enough states to form a electoral thing because he applied too late in most states. He literally only applied in states that could possibly swing the election for Trump. It's insane. It's like the most obvious play. His campaign manager was still on the payroll for the Trump campaign, and as soon as Kanye ended his campaign, the guy went back to work for Trump. Oh my God. I'm sorry, I'm fucking losing it. Every part of this election has been a farce where people are like, I don't know. I think that they won't fall for this really easy to see through bullshit. Okay, this guy, he can't see faces, but he identifies a man he's never met before. Okay, got it. Nailed it. Jesus Christ. I feel
like I just lit the fuse on like some dynamite and tossed it in AP's direction.
I have lived through every second of this and I'm fucking dying, man. I just want it to be over one way or another. No, we're done. Anyone got anything else?
No, all good.
Oh, you in the future in 1 week. Who knows what we'll see? Will my hair be even more gray by then? Find out in 1 week.